Hey guys, Ben Ramsey here. So today I'm going to be talking about the newest film in DC's new cinematic universe they're building towards, which is of course Suicide Squad. Yes, so obviously the third DC film in their cinematic universe, where obviously before we got Man of Steel, which was good, and then earlier this year we got Batman vs Superman, which was crap. And then basically now we have Suicide Squad. So how does Suicide Squad rank amongst those other films that I just mentioned? Well, actually a lot of people seem to be hating on this film, you know, because going in I did hear a lot of reviews saying, oh, this film was bad and it's just like you shouldn't see it. But I just sort of ignored all those reviews. I went in with my own sort of positive mind. I sort of went in and was like, do you know what, I'm just going to, you know, watch it because at heart I am a huge DC fan. Like, I'm a huge DC nerd. I grew up with DC as a child. I watched all the cartoons and grew up with the comics and everything. So obviously, you know, whenever DC puts anything out in cinemas, obviously I'm going to go and watch it and hopefully have a good time. And you know what, with this film, I did have a good time. Yes, I'll admit, there are a lot of problems with this film, such as editing, story, perhaps what characters do at certain situations, but I'm going to get into all of that in this video. So yeah, just before I go on any more talking about Suicide Squad, I will let you guys know that this is a spoiler review. So yes, spoilers everywhere in this video from this point on. So if you have not seen the film yet, I suggest go out and see it, make your own opinion of it. You know, it seems to be sort of 50-50 on the internet right now. It's kind of like critics versus fans, a bit like Batman vs Superman. But anyway, going back to the point, spoilers from here on if you haven't seen the film. So go check out the film and then come back and see this review later on. Anyway, now, so Suicide Squad, let's start on the plot. So the plot is fairly simple. It's basically like, oh, this evil entity, which in this case is the Enchantress. Basically, she all of a sudden turns on Amanda Waller, who is in charge of this organisation who puts together the Suicide Squad. Basically, she's been having control of this sort of witch named the Enchantress this whole time by controlling her heart. But then eventually when Enchantress sees the moment to escape, she does, and then she also frees her long lost brother from this weird like magical totem thing, and then basically they wreak havoc among the city. That's literally what the plot is of this film. And then basically after Amanda Waller sees the damage that this is what they are doing to the city, both the Enchantress and her brother, and how their magic is spiralling out of control and literally just demolishing everything in sight, she basically assembles the Suicide Squad. So yes, consisting of members such as Deadshot, played by Will Smith, Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, also Captain Boomerang, played by Jai Courtney, and a bunch of other members, you know, which us DC fans will obviously recognise, such as Killer Croc, Katana, and then there was also El Diablo, which I'll admit, I don't really know if he's a actual DC Comics character. He probably is. He's probably been in a few comics, but I don't really know much about that character apart from what I'd seen in the trailers beforehand and how he shot fire out from his hands. But yeah, no, he was actually a cool character. I didn't think I was going to like his character, but he actually had a lot of depth and he actually had like a lot of heart and everything, and like he was one of those people where, like, you know, he has a huge amount of power and he could easily just kill you and burn you anytime he wants. But he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to be this weapon that Amanda Waller's trying to make him out to be. And, you know, that's what I kind of enjoyed about his character. He's, you know, it's kind of, think about it like in the Avengers with Bruce Banner and the Hulk. It's like Bruce Banner knows if he hulks out, he could easily just, you know, beat just up anyone who's insulting him or just completely being mean to him, but he knows he doesn't want to do it because he knows he's going to win and he doesn't want to kill anyone. But unfortunately, that's the curse he has to live with. He is the Hulk, and a bit like Diablo, he's cursed with these powers, you know, with not being able to control his firepower sometimes. But yeah, no, I enjoyed his character. I also really enjoyed Will Smith as Deadshot. Like, obviously, I know Deadshot from the Justice League cartoon and the Batman Arkham games, and also briefly on the TV show Arrow. So, you know, I have had some exposure to this character in the past, both in my childhood and also recently, like I just mentioned, from Arrow. But yeah, no, Will Smith did a really good job with Deadshot. Proper got all the charisma, got all the humour sort of on point. It was like, yeah, it's all his comments, you know, it's basically what you'd expect from Will Smith by now, you know, if you've seen any of his movies, you know, such as Independence Day or I, Robot. Also, Margot Robbie, great as Harley Quinn, absolutely magnificent as Harley Quinn. Like, obviously, again, Harley Quinn's another one of those characters I grew up in my childhood watching in Batman the Animated Series, and that other Batman cartoon which they released, which was a bit of a different origin story to hers. But anyway, overall, I did grow up with Harley Quinn, so I was kind of hoping that Margot Robbie would be able to not only, you know, sell this character, but also kind of keep all the characteristics and traits that made her a fan favourite in the first place from Batman the Animated Series. And I can honestly tell you guys now, they did not disappoint. She did not disappoint. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn in my opinion. I really hope, like, you know, it's one of those roles, it's kind of like Chris Evans in Captain America. If you ever try and sort of replace that actor, then, you know, it's going to be a hard sell. And it's a bit here, if you try and replace Margot Robbie with another actress with Harley Quinn, sure, they do a good enough job, but, you know, it wouldn't be the same, like, you know, just as what Margot Robbie delivers in this film. She was great as Harley Quinn, absolutely loved her character. And now let's also get onto a few other characters quickly. Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, again, a Flash villain. Yeah, no, I really liked him. Jai Courtney did a really good job. He's really funny at times. The moment that I proper laughed out loud in the cinema was when basically he goes up to Diablo and he's just got the little lighter and look, he's like, look, fire! Woo! Oh my god, I honestly just lost it at that point. I couldn't stop laughing. It was just, yeah, but basically Jai Courtney did a great job as Captain Boomerang, making me laugh, and everyone else in the audience laugh. So yeah, that's great. Yeah, Killer Croc, didn't really say much, a bit like the other character Katana as well, she didn't really say much either, but again, it's kind of like Killer Croc, he's just kind of there to be the big brute character. So, but yeah, anyway, it's, you know, I know who Killer Croc is anyway, so that didn't really bother me because, you know, again, I'm a DC fan, so I knew who these characters were, even if they didn't have enough screen time. It was just nice to sort of see them, you know, portrayed on live action for the first ever time. So that was pretty cool. Now onto the Joker. So obviously this is the most controversial thing of this film. So Jared Leto as the Joker. I enjoyed him. I didn't think he was going to be as bad as I originally thought. I know a lot of people are sort of like saying, oh, he's no Heath Ledger, or, oh, why doesn't he act like Mark Hamill's Joker? But you gotta think, every time they cast a new actor as the Joker, they always bring something new and unique to the character. So obviously Heath Ledger was a very different Joker, you know, with different mannerisms and everything. And Mark Hamill's Joker is obviously the most iconic Joker voice, you know, in all animation and anything. You know, even if I read a Batman comic, you know, if I'm trying to imagine the Joker's voice, it is Mark Hamill's. So yeah, anyway, going back to the point, Jared Leto as the Joker, I didn't think he was that bad. I understand that they're going for this new direction where he's like a mob boss, so he's got all these sort of like big gangs going on in Gotham City and everything. And you know what, I didn't mind that, but I just wish he got more screen time. And apparently, according to Jared Leto, he was annoyed because apparently they did film a lot more scenes with the Joker. And yeah, so I'd actually like to see that. I don't know if they're going to do an extended cut of this film like they did with Batman vs Superman quite recently. I still haven't watched that extended cut. I'll have to watch that at some point. But anyway, going back to the point, if they do release a Suicide Squad extended cut, I will definitely watch it, because I'm definitely picking this film up on Blu-ray anyway. You know, I don't need them to persuade me with an Ultimate Edition. I'm picking up this film on Blu-ray as soon as it releases, just on its own, because it was a fun film. So yes, now we've talked about the characters, now we've talked about the plot. Yeah, obviously, yeah, let's talk about sort of maybe the action, the pacing. Yeah, I'll admit, it's one of those films where it's like sort of, there is no sort of middle section, if you know what I'm on about. It's kind of, it starts out with an introduction to these characters, and then boom, it just throws them into this battlefield, and then that's it, that's your film. It's a bunch of supervillains fighting this magical enemy who's turning people into her minions and making them sort of all zombie-like and everything, and it's basically just about this group of supervillains who have to, yeah, save the day by killing all these magical zombies that the Enchantress is turning more and more people into by the minute. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so scenes that I really liked the bar scene, where obviously all the villains go to hang out in the bar. You know, I really liked it, sort of how Harley Quinn, when after El Diablo told everyone his tragic backstory, she was just kind of like, oh, whatever, get over it. You know, it was your fault, deal with it. It's kind of like we've all gone through bad stuff, just deal with it. And I really like that, because I was like, yes, that is Harley Quinn's character. That is, you know, because she's been through torture and she's been through that. That's another point. I really liked how they actually showed Harley Quinn's origin in a way, sort of like through quick flashbacks and everything. Through, you know, they showed how Joker seduced her back when she was working in Arkham, and then also how she went from her, you know, normal person to then her horrifying transformation by jumping into the Ace Chemicals plant and basically Joker jumping in with her. And then, yeah, and then that's obviously to the point where that's it, she's gone, there's no returning. She has fully descended into this mad character, which we all know and love. So yes, the birth of Harley Quinn. That was great to watch as well, because obviously, you know, I grew up with the animated series, so that was great. And also seeing Harley Quinn in a classic costume as well, like a classic Harlequin costume. That was amazing to see on the screen. Literally, when that happened on screen, I was like, I just had a completely just like fanboy moment just when I saw her in that costume. I was like, oh my god, they are actually giving her the classic costume. This is actually really cool. DC are not afraid. They're actually taking a few cues from Marvel now where they're going, yeah, this may look silly, but you know what, we're going to do it because it works so well in the cartoons, it works so well in the graphic novels. Do you know what, we're going to put it in there just for a split second. Yeah, she's not going to wear it throughout the film because, yeah, that would be stupid. But basically, just throw it in there to show the fans that, yeah, we're not ashamed of our product. Yeah, this is Harley Quinn. This is who you came to pay and see. This is who you've read on the comics and everything and seen on the cartoons and everything before. Yeah, this is Harley Quinn. This is the character you all know and love. This is her. So yeah, I really enjoyed how they actually showed her in a classic animated costume. And then also Deadshot again as well, in his proper comic slash cartoon outfit with the white mask and the red suit and everything. Yeah, I really liked that. And I really liked how Deadshot's relationship with his daughter. I really liked how they showed that. That was really cool. But yeah, it was kind of showed sort of an emotional side, you know, to Deadshot's character. It was really nice to see. Amanda Waller, great character. They got her spot on just from the animated show. You know, she's willing to do anything to sort of get her way and everything. Batman does appear in this film very briefly. He's not in it that much. He's only in it for like maybe 2 scenes. That's only when he's first capturing Deadshot, when Amanda Waller says, you know, she tipped him off to go capture Deadshot for her. And then also, he also captures, should I say, Harley Quinn when her and Joker are on an out-of-control car chase throughout Gotham. So yeah, and that's how Harley Quinn gets captured by Argus and becomes a member of the Suicide Squad. So yeah, Batman's in the film. Also, Ezra Miller's The Flash is in the film as well. Just for a very brief second, he appears on the screen, literally for a flash, no pun intended. But it's nice to see Ezra Miller in the actual Flash suit, which we'll see next year when he suits up again for Justice League, which I absolutely cannot wait for. Overall, I enjoyed this film. I understand the plot is dumb, the plot is stupid, but overall, I knew this wasn't going to be a masterpiece. Like all the critics saying, "Oh, this is a bad film." They were probably going in expecting like something like Marvel, like something spectacular, something so like a complex plot. But that's not what you're getting with Suicide Squad. It's just a fun summer film. You go with a bunch of your mates and basically you have a good time. It's just a bunch of supervillains defending an evil entity from destroying a city. That's all it is. And you know what? That's all I needed. Because basically just seeing these characters interact with one another and seeing, you know, the characters who I grew up with in my childhood and from the comics all of a sudden just brought to life on the big screen and portrayed so accurately and well, that in itself was just, you know, worth the ticket. So yeah, anyway, the rating I'm going to give Suicide Squad, overall I'm probably going to give it a 5 or maybe 6 out of 10. You know what, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. You know, it's not like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 worthy. You know, like I said, it's no masterpiece. Don't go in expecting like a big complex plot or anything like that. No, it's just one of those films where you just go to have a fun with your mates. You know, honestly, it's just go there, get some drinks, get some popcorn, just have a good time, have a laugh with your mates when you go see it, and honestly, it's a good film. It's, yeah, obviously the plot, there's problems, editing, the pacing is a few, you know, it's a bit bad here and there, but overall, I enjoyed it. Suicide Squad gets a 6 out of 10 for me. So anyway guys, that's my review for Suicide Squad. Feel free to like and comment on this video. Leave your opinions on Suicide Squad at the bottom of this video. And yeah, so if you want to see more reviews like this, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You know where the subscribe button is, right below the video. So yeah, if you did that, honestly, it would be such a huge thanks. And yeah, so this is me, Ben Ramsey. This has been my review for Suicide Squad. And I will see you guys on my next video. So comment below, DC fans, what did you think of the film? Did you enjoy it like I did? And come on, you've got to admit, if they're doing a Harley Quinn solo film, it's got to happen.